'Twas a long time ago, longer now than it seems, in a place that perhaps you've seen in your dreams. For the story that you are about to be told took place in the holiday worlds of old. Now, you've probably wondered where holidays come from. If you haven't, I'd say it's time you begun.
Praise Jack Skellington. Welcome to Video Game Vision Quest. This is the third of my Halloween videos. I did not expect it to go this far. My first video was about a classic series of threads from the ancient mysterious Barbalith forums about applying ritual magic, chaos magic, shamanism to the bright, shining costume, horror movie, and candy-filled modern incarnation of Halloween that we celebrate today. That and the worship of Jack Skellington, which a lot of that thread ended up being about. The incredibly deep, magical relationship between the original author of the first of those threads, the god of Halloween. These Barbalith threads ended up becoming some of my favorite magical texts, and it inspired a lot of the Halloween magic I do now. This year I was definitely feeling the Halloween magic, orange magic, on a very deep level, very powerfully, very everywhere. I had to make a video about it. The video magic brought more strange energy and ideas, leading to the second video in the series, where we discussed jack-o'-lanterns, various theories as to their true history and nature, and more importantly, how similar they are to the weirwood trees from Game of Thrones. I proposed using chaos magic techniques to use the jack-o'-lanterns at Halloween the way Green Seers use the weirwood trees in Game of Thrones, in A Song of Ice and Fire, to commune with them, to see through them all. Can we commune with and see through the jack-o'-lanterns like a weirwood tree? Where should we look? What will we see when we gaze through their eyes? It wasn't something I expected. It got progressively stranger as it went. Magic and weirdness and synchronicities building into it. Got to the point where here I am at part 3. And the only way to express it all is to translate it as a full-on synchronistic video. Doing Halloween magic became a lot more immersive and absorbing than I'd imagined. And on Halloween itself, as I was finishing the notes for the second video, there was a particular entry from the Barbalith text that was resonating with me. It was a dream. I did have my first explicitly Halloween-oriented dream on Sunday morning. A Burton-esque Halloween town that existed at least partially underground in a semi-wooded area The detail that stuck out the most are these jack-o'-lanterns on stakes which guard the borders and snare the unwary with sticky strands of spiderweb which shoot from their mouths. I knew at the time that I was supposed to be returning to the Halloween Town type place, but I lingered too long. Pumpkin things nabbed me to speed things up. Once so nabbed, I was pulled into a swirling gray vortex that pulled me down into wherever it was I ended up. I know that I wasn't scared. I knew what to expect. But when I saw that they were going to get me, I braced myself for the vertiginous journey. I have no idea what relation I bore to this place, except that I was somehow supposed to be doing something to do with it. It's all really vague and hazy in memory. This dream had been floating through my mind. Jack-o'-lantern guardians in the forest, pulling them into a swirling gray vortex with their webs, gray underground tunnel to Halloween Town. And then, after a day of pop Halloween chaos magic and costumed Halloween fun out with the kids, my wife and I sat down late Halloween night and put on episodes 4 and 5 of Stranger Things 2. And what did we see? Hopper here, in a pumpkin patch, in the forest, digging a sinkhole to an underground tunnel. Now you could argue about whether or not this is an official sinkhole, since Hopper is actually digging it, but I feel the fact that it actually drops down into the tunnel below qualifies it. Sinkholes have been a prominent feature in many science fiction and fantasy movies in the last few years, and among synchromystics, who spell them SYNCWHOLE, they are considered gateways to the synchromystic, symbolic spirit world. And here we have Hopper, descending through a sinkhole in a pumpkin patch in the forest, into a gray, swirling tunnel, with web-like tentacle roots keeping him in. Pulling him directly into the walls of the tunnel itself, actually, as his friends will soon see. He's pulled into the walls by these tentacle-like, web-like roots, just like in that dream, and just like in the tunnels of the green seers and the children of the forest. Beneath the great weirwood tree in the Game of Thrones. Beneath the great weirwood tree north of the wall, with roots growing through him, is Brynden the Bloodraven, the mysterious Targaryen who sees through all weirwoods and has the ability to possess the minds of humans and animals. The weirwood tree, these roots, the green seers, it's all about losing yourself and your mind into the weirwood network, becoming one with it. While in Stranger Things, the villains, who the tunnels themselves are a part of, who appears to be made of swirling gray vortexes when he possesses will, is openly referred to as the Mind Flayer, the Lovecraftian tentacled Illithid, is compared to the God Brain at the center of their hive mind. His Stranger Things will is possessed by whoever that mysterious force is at the center of the Grey Caves. The Mind Flayer, the God Brain. And in Game of Thrones, we have Bran merging his mind with Bloodraven in the Werewoods. Swirling gray tunnels to lands with mysterious connections to the afterlife, to the land of the dead, Halloween Town, the Upside Down, the domain of the old gods. What is going on? Carved trees in one, carved pumpkins in another, pulling them with tentacles and roots into gray, maze-like tunnels, to the underworld, to the center of their hive minds. It's so amazing how these journeys reflect each other. I never would have noticed if not for a 15-year-old dream. This isn't even my first synchronicity with Brendan the Bloodraven. A few weeks ago I was listening to the Lucifer Means Lightbringer podcast while driving to the local aquarium. He was talking about the Iron Islands and the bones of Naga the Sea Dragon which are found there, theorizing that they may in fact be werewood roots. Compare them to the roots growing through Brendan the Bloodraven beneath his tree north of the wall. He compared the white roots to the white ribs, compared them both to giant white grave worms. And it was as Lucifer Means Lightbringer was making these comparisons that my wife pulled up in front of the aquarium where the giant white ribs of a massive white whale skeleton loomed above us, there for us to walk through. There for us to walk through. Now, after all this Halloween magic, oh, the stalks of the pumpkins are definitely reaching out to them in this image. After all this Halloween magic, we have these synchronicities springing from ancient dreams found in magical texts. What exactly is going on? Such bizarre, strange synchronicities. And these are not even the only synchronicities between Stranger Things and Game of Thrones. The more I look at them, the more the two series, especially their underworld journeys, resonate with each other. Me. Not long ago I did a video called Arya Bolton about how the show version of Arya Stark had essentially become the book version of Roose Bolton, thematically at least, with those long soliloquies about skinning Sansa so she could live in her skin. And my theory that the faceless men who wear skins actually learn their techniques from House Bolton, which is far more ancient than the House of Black and White. Or possibly from Roose himself if you believe the theories about his immortality. They even styled Arya's hair to match the image of Roose Bolton from the Wiki of Ice and Fire. A new dark goth look. And who else do we know who got a new dark goth look this year? This girl, 11. It's supposed to be a punk look, but it looks very goth, with slick back hair just like Arya and Roose Bolton. Now, Arya got her dark new look after training with the Faceless Men in the House of Black and White. the magic of the Faceless Man is all about stripping away your sense of identity, yourself, so that you can become no one, so that you can become everyone. It's very zen. There are also assassins, which is where the dark gothiness comes in. Arya certainly went to the dark side, killing quite a few people in quite a few ways. And as I said before, even contemplating skinning Sansa. But the key is the philosophy of the Faceless Men, becoming no one so you can become everyone. Eleven got her new goth look after joining her friends, the Outsiders, who are very much inspired by the Invisibles. The Invisibles are a revolutionary Zen terrorist organization, one of the major inspirations for the Matrix, transcending the ultra-dimensionals, transforming the world, teaching their readers how to do magic. And they're referenced in the headquarters of the Outsiders, where we see Barbalith, Bedlam, and King Mob graffitied prominently on their windows. King Mob is the leader of the Invisible Cell followed in the comic. Bedlam is Tom Bedlam, an old homeless wizard who trains Jack Frost. And Barbalith is the placenta of the universe. It's like a cosmic UFO from our collective consciousness, trying to enlighten us, assisting in our rebirth. It was very interesting to see the Invisibles referenced here. Hey, look what's happening to Jack Frost. Because, well, I'm happy anytime they're referenced. But it adds some fantastic metaphysical implications as well. Because, as far as the philosophies and magic of the Invisibles go, it's kind of the closest thing to a real-world version of the Faceless Man that you can find. Because the Invisibles is all about stripping away your identity, becoming no one so you become anyone, so that you can become everyone. And a revolutionary hive mind is very much encouraged. They're also about traveling from their own comic into our world, as we should be escaping from our world into the one above, like the Matrix, but with comics instead of computers. And so we have Arya with the Faceless Men, stripping away her identity to find her true self, becoming no one so she can become everyone. And we have 11 with the Outsiders, based on the Invisibles, a group dedicated to stripping away their own identities, becoming no one so that they can become everyone, so they can find their true cosmic higher selves above. The Invisibles inspired the Barbalith forums, where the Halloween black and orange magic threads that inspired all these videos, all this weirdness, all these psychic connections and synchronicities were first written. And there is a lot of orange magic and Halloween magic going on in Stranger Things too. This neon color orange is used really intentionally. All the good guys are wearing orange in their outfits, the same Halloween orange. Even Axel has orange in his mohawk. The vodka that Murray gives to Nancy and Jonathan has a bright orange label. There's even one scene where Callie and Eleven are opening up to each other on the roof, and there's this bright square of orange right next to them the entire time for some reason. It was interesting to see this color used this way after doing so much Halloween magic. There are even other synchronicity sites doing orange magic, riding the orange vibe really strongly right now. It makes me wonder if whoever the Invisibles fan is on the show, maybe the Duffer Brothers themselves, may have read some of these old Halloween magic threads as well, back on the Barbalith forums back in the day. Or is this just synchronicity weaving its strange powers through our universe? Why does Halloween magic work so well? Why does fiction magic work so well? I don't think the Duffer Brothers meant for their mind flayer godbrain to have such strange synchronicities and ties to Britain the Blood Raven in Game of Thrones. Jack-o'-lanterns and werewoods, gray tunnels, roots pulling you in, a mysterious being at the center of a hive mind, teaching a young apprentice how to use that hive mind, and strange connections to the land of the dead. Is this all just a coincidence? Or is there something out there? Certainly there's more to this mystery. More to this Halloween magic. Who is looking back at us when we do these spells? Is it Jack Skellington himself? Or just someone who answers to that name? Or is there something beyond all these names? And we still haven't even covered all of the synchronicities between these underworld journeys and Stranger Things in Game of Thrones. Look what happens when the tunnels are attacked by the White Walkers with their ice swords, by the Institute with their flames. The Institute soldiers wear silvery reflective covering as heat protection, while the White Walkers wear mirrored ice armor in the books. Battle of ice in one series, a battle of fire in another. The White Walkers and MK Ultra. A song of ice and fire. And did you notice the similar effects these attacks had on Hodor and Will? And what does the future hold for Will? Will he gain additional powers after surviving this underworld hive mind experience? As Bran Stark did? Will he have the power to possess others? To control the dead? And what synchromistic adventures await the rest of these characters? What adventures await us all? Something is out there. Someone is out there. Ukoma, Pefigu, Nosa, Lahitu, Roba. Praise Jack Skellington. This is a video game Vision Quest. Stay magical.